It is often said that the universe began with a bang, a singular, unfathomable event, space-time erupting into existence, a sudden and total creation of everything: matter, energy, the law of physics, and the very fabric of reality. This narrative, dominant in contemporary cosmology, is widely accepted as the origin point of the observable universe. And yet, upon closer scrutiny, one finds that this view raises questions it cannot comfortably answer. Chief among them is this: how can something come from nothing? The Big Bang Theory describes what the universe did in its earliest moments, but it does not, and perhaps cannot, explain why it happened, or what preceded it, or how the conditions for such an event could exist at all. These are not merely metaphysical curiosities. They are challenges to the complexities of the linear model of time. They gesture toward something deeper, something often overlooked in scientific and philosophical discourse alike: the principle of eternal transformation. At the heart of this principle lies one of the most foundational laws of physics: the conservation of energy. This law, tested across all scales and conditions, states that energy cannot be created or destroyed. It may change form, it may transition between states, kinetic to thermal, potential to radiant, but the total quantity remains constant. Energy simply is, eternal and indestructible. The same applies to matter, due to mass-energy equivalence. Therefore, any claim that the universe has a definitive beginning, from absolute nothingness, is in immediate tension with this law. For if no energy may be created, and none may be destroyed, then the universe, however it changes, must be eternally existent in some form. This is where the model of a circular universe offers not only poetic symmetry, but rational coherence. In this model, the cosmos does not follow a one-way trajectory from creation to death, but rather moves through a repeating cycle. Expansion, contraction, and renewed expansion. Each phase is neither beginning nor end, but transformation. In such a view, the Big Bang was not the absolute genesis of all existence, but the consequence of a previous cosmic phase, what has been theorized as the Big Crunch. The Big Crunch states that after a long epoch of expansion, the universe's gravitational forces may eventually overcome that outward momentum. Galaxies will cease drifting apart, stars will dim, space will contract, matter and energy will collapse inward, returning to an unimaginably dense singularity. But this collapse, far from being a final annihilation, would be a reconfiguration, a compression of all that ever was into the potential of all that will ever be. And herein lies the symmetry. The Big Crunch is not the death of the universe, it is the prelude to the next Big Bang. From the perspective of thermodynamics, such a collapse may reach an energy density and thermal pressure sufficient to initiate another explosive expansion. The singularity formed in the crunch becomes, again, the seed of a new cosmos. Thus, the universe perpetuates itself, not by creating anew, but by reorganizing its eternal substance. The cycle is preserved because energy is preserved. This circular model addresses several fundamental issues that plague the linear narrative. It does away with the paradox of a true beginning by asserting that there was none, only an endless continuum of change. It eliminates the concept of a final end, as even the death of the universe becomes simply its return. and it reconciles cosmological evolution with the conservation laws that underpin all physics, affirming that nothing ever emerges from nothing, and nothing ever disappears into nothingness. Philosophically, this view aligns with ancient wisdom traditions that have long conceived of time not as straight arrow, but as a wheel. Hindu cosmology, for instance, envisions the universe as passing through infinite cycles of creation, preservation, and destruction, which are not distinct events, but aspects of a single process. Similarly, Stoic philosophers believed in eternal recurrence, that all things repeat themselves in infinite loops. These views, once considered mythic or metaphysical, now find surprising resonance in theoretical physics and cosmological speculation. Furthermore, the idea of a circular universe casts new light on the nature of existence itself. If every contraction leads to a new expansion, then the cosmos is not a static structure, but a living system, breathing in and out over incomprehensible spans of time. Its history is not a line with a point of origin and a final terminus, but a spiral of becoming, where every moment is both a continuation and a return. From this perspective, every human consciousness, though seemingly fleeting, may be part of a deeper pattern. The atoms that form our bodies, the energy that fuels our thoughts, are all participants in the cycle. We are not passengers in a doomed one-way journey. We are manifestations of a universe that cannot end, because it never truly began. We are transformations within an eternal pattern of transformation. In the end, the Big Bang and the Big Crunch are not opposites. They are the same event, viewed through the curvature of time. The universe expands, it contracts, and it expands again, not in defiance of physical law, but in perfect obedience to it. The conservation of energy demands it. The rhythms of nature suggest it, and the very structure of reality, patterned, recursive, dynamic, reveals it. To ask when the universe began or when it will end is to misunderstand what it is. It did not begin. It moves. It breathes, metaphorically. And in every breath, every cycle of light and shadow, entropy and order, birth and collapse, it affirms the one truth that no beginning and no ending can erase. Nothing is ever lost. Everything changes, and everything returns.